Hi, folks. How are you today? Hopefully, you're having a great day. I'm having a good day. Gotta find me here. Let me find me. Woo, woo, woo. Just make sure. Okay. Whoops. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Hi, folks. How are you? Hey, Brenda. How are you doing? I gotta find myself here. Um. Good Lord. Where am I at? Oh, okay. I'm like, how do I find me? Some days the struggle be real, guys. Just doing a little sprinkling of the love. A little sprinkling out. There we go. All right. Ooh. Well, for Lord's sakes, I dropped my phone. I dropped my paintbrush. Knocked my phone completely out. Oh, my shoulder wants to hurt when I do that. Like, pain goes down through it. I can hardly stand it. Anyway. All right. Hey, Cindy. Taking a break and working from the flower beds. Oh, what you planting? I guess it's springing, huh? You planting some things for spring, or are you planning oh, I said I was gonna bring some batteries down. My little thingy died. I need AAA batteries. I think I have some upstairs. No, wait a minute. Oh, it came back on. We'll see. We'll see if it works. Okay, it came back on. Maybe it just needed a minute. No electricity. Oh no. I'm sorry. Hopefully they'll get it back on for you soon. Was it like a storm or something, or was it something else that's knocked your electricity out? I'm gonna put some black paint down and get it all over me while I do that. No planting yet, just cleaning out. Yeah, and controlling the ivy. I understand that. All right. So we're gonna get back onto our sunflowers. We're gonna finish them up, and then we're gonna finish up our whole bird. I can understand that. So, yesterday we worked on these sunflowers for a little while, and we got some stuff done from that. I'm a hot mess today, guys. I like have stuff everywhere. And so we're gonna go back to these just for a hot minute, and we're gonna get some brown going. I'm gonna put a little black in my brown, just a little bit. Really bad storms this morning. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. I guess it's getting that time of year, you know. It goes from one thing to another thing, right? All right, I'm going to grab a little brown. I'm going to put a little brown in my brush, and I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that black because I want this to be a little darker, particularly around those edges. Just going to kind of wing it a little bit, just kind of go around it and get that darker in where it's going to be a little bit darker, just a little bit. And then I'm going to go back into that brown, and I'm just going to pull it and do another coat all in my sunflower there. Just make it a little darker. Anyway, I'm sorry you had those storms. I know in Texas y'all can have some pretty bad ones. Y'all get some pretty bad ones. We can have them too, but we tend not to. I mean, we'll have like little micro bursts, but we don't have like the just like a tornado that can just go because we have the mountains that kind of protect us just a little bit from them. But we do have like little microbursts that can certainly uproot trees and cause havoc and, you know, stuff like that. Like we've had like thankfully I haven't, and I don't really, I only know one person that it's happened to where a tree kind of hit their house. Um, and even then it wasn't like as bad as it could have been, right? All right, so we're going to get some of those in. I'm going to clean that black out of my brush. Y'all got any fun plans for the day? Hopefully Cindy will get back power real quick. I'm going to pick up a little bit of this orange. Remember how we put the orange kind of in here? I'm going to go ahead and just have a little bit of orange, and I'm going to pick up just a teeny bit of that brown. And now I really am focusing like right here on the dark side of my leaves. I'm just going to kind of put a little bit of this. I don't want to put much, and it really does not matter too much. Just gonna kind of come in and put it like on the dark side, kind of where there would be a darker point. Notice I'm just putting a little bit down. I'm not really like giving it much thought. I'm not really like, making it be all like scientific and stuff. I'm just kind of like, okay, figuring out where I kind of want a little darkness, and look how much nicer that one looks than these others. And so again, just a little bit, just to kind of call out that that's tucked up underneath that one right there. Just a little bit, and that this tip here is sticking out from this one. And I'm just kind of like touching in that orange. I touch in the orange first, and then I just kind of grab a little corner of that brown. Just on a little corner. And this one I'm keeping a little more towards the end because I really like these bright petals out here. So I don't want to take away from that. I'm just picking up a little bit of that brown on that corner. Going to watch your grandson later today. Oh, fun, fun, fun. That is fun. I know you love doing it. And he's at such that fun age where it's like almost every day something has changed. Yeah, I mean, not that you don't love watching them when they're like, you know, like, 2 months old, 3 months old, even up to like 6 months old. But it's not like every day something changes, right? You're just kind of like, okay, until they really start to get a personality, they're kind of like, they're cute and you love them, but they don't do a whole lot. You just kind of like, okay, yeah, it's feed time, it's diaper time, it's nap time, it's, you might get a little laugh out of them here or there, but once they get like a little older and they start to get that personality, and then it gets like super fun. All right, I'm gonna grab some of that bright yellow, and I just want to put in a little bit of a brightness. Now on our one that is so light, we might have to come back to get to to get a little white to get some brightness in. But on our other ones, we can put this just this plain yellow and come in and give like a little brightness on the brighter side. Again, it really doesn't matter. So when you're like, well, what side is the brighter side? Pick a side and go for it. That's my biggest thing. Just pick a side and go for it. And the side you pick is going to be the right side. So, not meaning like left or right, but just right meaning right or wrong. Don't overthink it. When you do this, try not to get down into your circle that you did. But we're going to put some dots in there anyway, so it's not going to really matter. We're going to put a little dot in there. But, you know, this can be just quick. The messier you kind of do this, the more realistic it looks anyway. So don't try to be so. Oh yeah, he's good, but starting to show that 2-year-old. Yeah. You know, that does get a little, that gets a little bit on your nerves, but at the same time, like, it's so cute, but you have to, it's a fine balance there when they start that, because you're like, I don't want to encourage this, but you're hilarious right now. All right, I'm going to pull out the black and we're going to do some outlining. We're going to put in some outlining, but yeah, whoops, I got a hair up in here and painted up in here. Let's see if I can get that out. It might be dried from yesterday, because I didn't see it yesterday until I saw it today. One of my long hairs. That's gross. All right, I got it out. That's when they're fun, but yeah, at the same time, you have to tread lightly how you like laugh at that, or how you let that work out for them, right? Because if they get their way, they can become hard to handle real quick. It's cute, but at the same time, you're like, ooh. I can remember, you know, Zoe and Zach being that age, and taking them places, and we'd sit in the car and go over the rules. Like, we still had a Toys R Us here, and I would take them to Toys R Us. And I would say, you know, they'd have to repeat the rules to me. Like, what are the rules? And they'd have to repeat the rules to me. And it's like, what happens if you break the rules? You know, they'd have to tell me what happens if they break the rules. And occasionally they'd break the rules, and we'd have to, you know, they wouldn't get what they wanted. But, you know, but they knew, they couldn't say they didn't know, because before we even went in the store, it was like, all right, what are the rules? You know, they would repeat them. They got to pick a toy, but I had veto privileges. Like, I could say no. That was one of the rules. And then another rule was they had to stay with me. They could not run away. Because I didn't want them going in there picking like $100 toy. And then I'd be like, yeah, no. And then the meltdown, well, you said. So I had the veto. They couldn't run amok. They couldn't play with the toys. Yeah, they had to act civil. We had rules like that. I remember one time Zoe broke the rules. And I don't ever remember Zach breaking the rules, but Zoe broke the rules one time, and I took her. I picked her up right in the store, and we walked right out. Got in the car, and she was crying, and I was like, she wanted her toy. I was like, well, why didn't we get the toy? Because I was mean. That's what she said. I was mean. I said, I wasn't mean. I took you to the store. Now you tell me, why did we not get that toy? I had to she had to I had to force it out of her, but she finally admitted because she didn't follow the rules. I'll tell you one thing though, that was the last time she didn't follow the rules. She thought she could get away with not following the rules. And she learned real quick. Thank you, Crystal. How are you today? Good to see you. So just kind of gave our little sunflowers a little detailing. Not like a super lot, just kind of gave them a little outline. And they are, you do not donate. I don't know what that means, but okay. You do not donate. Yes, Melissa, it's a good thing. My girls are very good in the store. Yes. You do the same, right? Oh, you do not. I do not do the same. My grandkids. Or maybe I do not. Okay, I got you. You do the same with your grandkids. Okay, I got it. Yeah, if you start that, it was I started that from the very beginning. We firmed up this is how we gonna act. I never had an issue with them. Take them anywhere I wanted to go, and they were pretty good. I mean, they were kids, right? So they had their moments. I'm not saying they were perfect every time, but I was consistent every time. They learned that consistency was going to be right? It wasn't a time where they acted up and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll give in this time. Nope. Not a bit. We're going to outline our little thing. Our little rooster here. I need it just a little more black. My black wants to be, I think it has a pink yucky up in it. And it, oh, well, that just popped out. But now I got more than I needed, but that's all right. It'll be fine. Anyway, we're going to work on our chicken here a little bit. Just kind of getting in this face, right? We've got a little area here that we need to work on a little bit. And so these are little I want to come down a little further than my V's just to show that it's a separation, right? Kinda. So something like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not worried about that. Y'all know we don't do perfect. Just going to outline him just a little bit here. And his tail feathers, I'm really not going to I'm not going to outline all of them. I'm just going to kind of come on the back side of some of them and just give a little bit of again, where they're disconnected. They're not like a big blob, right? So they're individual. So I want to show that. Right. Where we get those skippies, we're running out of paint. We can just figure out down here. I think that's pretty good. We're going to come up here and I'm going to do a little bit on his beak here. Just to give a little beak in there. So we can see that. And then I want to just kind of a little bit here. Just kind of come in. Like where maybe there's a layer. And just do a little separation, right? Just let this black do a little bit of a separation. And then again, just a little bit in here. We don't want much. Kind of like when you're doing sort of like the gnome, you know what I mean? The beard. We just want to break it up a little bit is all we want to do. And just show like there's a transition and a layering of the different feathers. So just a little bit. You don't have to do it much. We're going to just finish this bird up because I think it's just time for him to be off of my table. It's just time for him to be done. And so we're just going to break it up a little bit, just like that. Not a whole lot. And then I'm going to get a little white. We're going to put a little white highlight on everything. And it's going to be done. Now our chicken, he does have like this white thing here. So I'm going to put that in. And we're going to do up the eye a little bit. But that's other than that, that's pretty much it. Put this little white thing here. I don't know what that is. If y'all know chicken, y'all can tell me what that white thing is right there. Because I have no earthly idea what it is right there. We're just going to put a little white in on his eye right there. And then we're just going to put a few little white highlights like on his tail. Something along those lines. I don't know. Probably let's just put one right there, but I don't know. I'm gonna move over here and do a few of my part of me just wants to do that though. Again, I'm not really thinking too much. I'm just hitting it with some white, right? Believe it or not, these make the difference. It doesn't have to be perfect, but they do. It brings it all together. And it does make a little bit of a difference in your whole design. So put them in there, even if you're like, I don't know about putting them in there. Then we're just going to put a few little dots. And you can put orange and yellow. I'm just kind of touching my brush into both so I get a little bit of both. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Dee. I think he'll be a good future paint party painting. Something they can pick from. And, you know, I kind of like him. I think him cute. And if you want to put some white dots, you can put some white dots down in your sunflower. They look good too. Have just a little bit of a white dot down in here. It looks good with them down in there too. Tomorrow we will start something new. And so, but I think our little chicken, he looks good. I'm pretty happy with him. I'll put a little sparkle up in his eye. Just a wee little bit of a blip. Now, when you do your chicken's eye, remember, don't put like a one little dot. When you do the little highlights, do you ever do them in a color? Sometimes I will. It just sort of depends. Even if I do colored highlights, I still will come in usually, especially on the paint party paintings, and add some white and some black. Even if I do the little because even though you could do color ones, and you do color ones, obviously I did a light yellow in here, right? And a dark yellow in there. That white and that black actually turn it very whimsical. And so if you want to do like a whimsical painting and you don't want it to be too like realistic or stuff like that or intimidating, you add in these black and white lines. And the funny thing is, those are the ones that people are most scared about. And really, they're the ones that's like, you don't even think about when you put them on, you just put them on. But once you have them all on, they look so good together. It just kind of brings everything together. And it's so funny how it works. And really, it's the one thing that scares people the most because they're afraid they're going to mess it up. And from my point of view of painting it, it's the one thing that I really don't even put much thought into where the line goes. Long as it's just consistently, you know, on it, and it makes sense that it could be there, you know. But when I actually do like this painting, there'll be a lot of people who won't want to put the white on. They just want to leave it, you know, or they don't want to outline it in the black. And it's like, because they're worried they're going to mess it up. And it's like, you're not going to mess it up, number one. But number two, even if your line gets thicker in some spots, if you look at my lines and you look real close, they're not perfect. Some are skippy. Some don't even go out to where the yellow is. It's okay. It's not going to matter. In the end, you look at it as a whole and you don't even pay attention to like, oh, well, the yellow is out here and her line's in here. This one's not even done. I may go back and do that one because that is kind of like a little bit of a, you know, going up into this one. But just to give it a little like, okay, there it is. You know, it's, or like this one doesn't even come down to the end. It's okay. It doesn't matter. But it adds that whimsicalness to it that actually makes it. Anyway. It's the thing I like the most. Well, I hope you all have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this. This will be a future paint party painting for me. And I hope y'all enjoyed it. I will be back tomorrow at 12:10. We'll be painting for another 20 minutes of Paint with Me to become 95% better than when we started. And I will come with something else that is an inspiration piece. If you have something you would like to see painted, drop a picture. Thank you, Melissa. Drop a picture and I'll consider it. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.